Alright, let's see how this one goes, I suppose.
Heads or tails?
Heads will do, I think. Okay.
I'll be going first then.
Seems good. Well, this gives it away straight away because I do not have a basic in this hand, unfortunately.
Yep.
I have a hard time telling between Klink and Klang in this actually because they have the same color as their background and it's like they look really similar, so I have to actually use the tooltip to see when I'm in a distance for it. So yeah, alright, good luck, sir.
We have a band. Annoying thing is this is a lot of discard, but I think I have to do it anyways.
We do have the lab, okay. Yep. Playing Silent Lab in a deck that uses free flight Zubat seems intelligent.
Is there other options for Pats?
There's the 50 HP one that it has a retreat cost, but the 50 HP one in Phantom Forces is the would be the other one, wouldn't it?
We'll attach a fighting energy and pass.
Yep. Well, I mean, it does stop Keldeo from retreating for rushing in and stuff, I suppose. So there is that. But all right, we're gonna go ahead and put Floatstone down, and I'm gonna have to just play the N here, unfortunately. Hand was irritatingly bad for one that has a good amount of basics and stuff in this deck, but whatever. And now the problem is I don't have the energy to prop, which is very irritating. We will bench. I really hate having to do this stuff. We'll bench 2 Heatran, I suppose, and yeah, go ahead.
Guess we'll double ping the Keldeo.
Sure.
Super skip. Ultra Ball, discarding Muscle Band and Karina.
Interesting. Uh-huh.
It's more to get a look as to what's prized and stuff is in here. Actually, did I see that or not? No. Right, it is not prized. I should grab that instead. Actually, no, I shouldn't.
My good sir, you have disabled your own shaman.
Yeah.
Are you sure Silent Lab was a good idea for this deck?
Well, it runs 2 stadiums, which is why I asked the question earlier.
I get that, but like...
I wanted to play a stadium so that if you had a stadium, it was at least outing it. You know what I mean? It's
so far
better
it's
than
done
discarding it and not having a stadium.
So
do you
far...
mind if I...
Yeah, go get the other thing. So far it's done nothing but fuck you over, though. It seems like more anti-synergy with your stuff than you know, the primary. I know Holucha, blah blah blah, but... Yep, for 5.
Yep. And I'm going to shuffle just in case.
You do need to shuffle anyway, I'm pretty sure. Even if your hand is 0, it still does require a shuffle. That's what I mean, maybe that's changed from before, but that's what I've always been told when we've asked before.
No worries. And then we will Hammerhead.
Yep.
For the 50.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where that goes.
It doesn't, that's why I'm just putting it on. Alright. Yeah, game 2. I bricked. I'm not even gonna bother.
So I could do some nasty things there.
And into 6 cards that didn't do anything, so... yeah, obviously I'm going first off at this time, but... No, yeah. I just bricked on absolutely nothing that I could do. Just like a lot of stuff has been recently off of it, that is the worst possible luck I have seen in this, with like any of my decks, all the stuff really. Super obnoxious, but whatever. Let's go ahead and start with that. Yep. We will draw. It's an awful lot of basics you got down there. Alright, we've got Bronzor. I will Floatstone the Klink here. We will go ahead and Shaman for the draw 2. Seems reasonable. Aegislash can go down. We will put a DCE on the Shaman.
Makes sense.
It sucks when you put like 4 Pokemon down to do it, but I think I have to. Here I am, just gonna end. Alright, repeat ball. At least this way we get to see what's going on in our own deck this time, which is good. I was about to say, did I not make the changes in this one? And it's like, no, I did. I just deliberately kept, yeah, because I can show with it now. I deliberately kept the second one in. So yeah, I was thinking to myself, it's like, wait, did I not change the thing here? But I did. I'm gonna keep this one in hand at the moment, though, because I don't think it's immediately worth going for, because I don't think I have the bench space right now to do it. Okay, so I think there's reasonable enough pricing off of that. We're gonna get Bronzor with that. And then Klink can go down as well, that's why I've not got bench space otherwise. I will Floatstone switch to the Shaman, and that will be it for turn 1. Go ahead.
Another bat.
Sorry about sniffles, I've hay fever.
No, it's alright.
Done fighting stadium?
Yep.
Well, unfortunately this damage is probably not sticking around, but...
Yeah, I did kind of have to like reveal the hand a little bit there for it, but it was just I didn't really see a better
And the
way
rest of his hand is unplayable, so we will Hammerhead and I guess put it on the Bronzor.
Sure.
Player's choice.
Yep.
It resists fighting. Oh, fighting.
Strong energy fighting stadium. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, hang on a minute, shouldn't this do float? No, fighting.
No, I checked. Alright, we will draw. Well, see, this is why we keep repeat balls, because we've got Bronzong now, so we can repeat ball, get the other Bronzong. That seems kind of nice, you know. Unfortunately, don't have any medals in the discard right now, but we'll see.
That can change.
That can change, because I have Chorus, so we're going to get 9 cards off of this, so... Metal Energy plus Ultra Ball, that's pretty much what we need, right? Well, I got one of those 2 things. Unfortunate. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. I will bump the stadium with Skyfield, though. Because that's going to be kind of relevant here. We'll put a 3rd Klink down. We'll put a Metal Energy on the Slash. And... yeah, regrettably, I think it is just going to have to be Sky Return for the 30 here. And we will go in with the Aegislash because you've got the strong energy on you.
2 Golbats.
Okay, where's it going?
Put them on this Bronzong, please.
Yep. So that's up at 7.
Lysander in the undamaged one.
Okay.
And we'll Hammerhead putting it on the other Bronzong.
Yeah, so 50 active, that gets KO'd. And we will draw. Okay. This is a weird situation to be in. There's a serious temptation to just put the Shaman down for no actual like energy bit here. It's got no draw, which is kind of amusing. That's not even that bad though, in a way. Like, it is weird, but I think we can get away with it. Yeah. It's not like it's immediately thinking if that goes down, then it means my other stuff isn't going down, so it's probably for the best. Also, Skyfield exists right now, so it's not like I'm short on space, right? Let's see. I think we're gonna have to just attach, and then I'm gonna VS Seeker that chorus here.
Yep.
Seems like it would make the most sense. We are still on 9. Okay. Yeah, I had you in a... Oh, God. Yep. Yeah, obviously the DC should not be going on a bit there with it. I thought everything was going to snap to the depth first because it was the taller thing, but obviously not. That's fine. Okay. Oh, that is dirty. Alright, cool. Ultra Ball, pitching... Fuck if I even know, because I don't actually know if I need much of it. Metal Energy for sure, because that finally gets one in the discard. Jeez, I actually don't know what else I even need out of this. It's weird. Got those discarded. Just thinking, is it worth putting them back then? Yeah, we'll ditch Bronzong. It's probably fine enough. So we don't have another one in play, but that is fine. It's whether or not to get... I could just get the Bronzong back, to be honest, because it is kind of tempting here. But I think... I don't even know. Yeah, actually we will. It's fine because I've got Sacred Ash, so I'll get the... I kind of just needed another discard, basically. I was going to get something else, and then I realized this hand literally drew, like, everything, so whatever. Yeah, all 3 of my Pokemon, the 2 Bronzong and the Bronzong, going back into the deck here. So we will go a Klang, and then Rare Candy to the Klinklang here. So now we do not have to worry about damage on anything except Shaman. We will use the Bronzong to Melalix there. We'll put a Floatstone on said Bronzong, go out to the Aegislash and hit for 100 with our Slash Blast. I mean, we do still have to worry obviously about bats, but like, that's minuscule in comparison, and I do resist Psychic anyway, so...
Ultra Ball, discarding Ultra Ball and Professor's Research.
Yep.
Fortunately, is that I don't know if I can get enough damage to ping down that Klinklang.
It is 140, right? So, he big.
Three full evolution lines, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
We'll ping the Bronzor.
Sure.
Professor's Research.
Yep. Yeah, I know, it basically is. So we do need a Sycamore one at some point, don't we?
Super skip up.
Yep.
This is not a great hand. Guess I'll just have to hammerhead into the shaman.
Yeah, it's the only thing you can even damage at all right now with Lando. So, yep, we will draw. We'll bench the Cobalion because I might as well. Because my last card is VS Seeker. So, what we're on 28. Yeah, I think it is just VS Seeker Chorus here, to be honest. Start getting that dumb stuff coming out. So I've got 7, 4. So we're getting 11 off of this. Imagine having to do this in 2 steps, because otherwise you're not going to get everything out of it. Yeesh. Okay.
You can actually put 2-digit numbers into the deck. You just got to not move your mouse between them.
Yeah, but you got to do that more than quick enough for it, and mistakes can happen very fast when you do that. So I'm just gonna not, because it's too rough to. All right, let's put this one to bed. We're gonna Ultra Ball, getting rid of Bronzor and a Juniper. And just in case there was any realistic opportunity you were going to get rid of it anyway, we're going to get the other Klinklang out. Because that Klang has been in play for a fair while. So, just in case there is any somewhat like semblance of a shot that might go down. We might as well bench another Bronzor here. Because there's plenty of stuff I can get rid of if it turns out Skyfield gets bumped, which is fine. Energy should go on what? I don't fucking know. Like, that's the one thing I guess the board doesn't have a ton of like actual attackers, but then again, Klinklang can attack. It's not, doesn't matter, right? I'll put it on the Cobalion now, and yeah, we'll just take the knockout with Slash Blast, right? Just stick with 100 for now.
I think this is going to be a best bet to see the most amount of cards here.
Yep. So that is a chorus for 11.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Like, I guess you could muscle band a Crobat, but like, yeah. Even then, it's like it doesn't do anything to the bench damage. Obviously, it's just like hitting more on the active.
Yeah,
It's just like
it just lets you hit active, really.
yeah. It's 11 in total because I have 8 and you've got 3.
9.
Yeah.
2. We'll knock down the bench size.
Okay, so I have to obviously pitch the Shaman because there's no way that is staying in play. I definitely pitch that because I'm all out of stuff that way, and I guess it's just got to be a Bronzor here. Let me just do some shenanigans like that real quick to get the stuff around. I found that's easier than trying to move all the stuff plus the energy and whatnot when it comes to that. So it's just do the shuffle motions.
Ping the Bronzor or Bronzong.
Yep. So that'll be a prize taken.
Super skip.
Yep, you got that one. Yeah, so the other Zubat can be evolved this turn, yeah, so...
Ping the Age of Slash.
Sure.
Actually, should I ping the Age? Ping the Bronzor.
Yeah.
I think I might be attacking with this thing this turn, unfortunately.
I mean, I'd hope you have a basic energy in that hand.
Yeah, we'll skill drain or skill dive the. Bronzong.
Skill drain it. Yeah, you wish.
I mean, that is Silent Lab.
Yeah, technically. Yeah, so maybe I should have put the thing on the active instead. I could have killed this last turn, but it's fine.
Where is the Silent Lab?
Wait, what word?
Silent Lab kind of just vanished.
Oh yeah, you shouldn't be discarding that.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't know how that got in there. Sorry.
But like I was about to say, it's a field spell though, so it's Mystic Mine.
Yeah, well, I mean, with the dismantling of the Zongs and stuff anyway, there's no way I would have actually, if I should have just manual attached, I guess, to the Aegislash last turn, but, whatevs, doesn't really matter. Somehow I do not have that in the discard yet, though, which is kind of funny. Just thinking what's best to go with here. We kind of have disabled basically all of the, yeah, we have disabled all of the energy acceleration at this point, which is interesting. Probably not going to matter too much though, I don't think, looking at the way this is. I guess I will just attach active then, seems like it makes the most sense. It's like, do I even need anything else in this hand at this point then? No, so I will just end. Because it gets rid of your ridiculous hand as well. Get 4. Yeah, not much more to it, I suppose, for now. We will Slash Blast for the 120. Yeah, maybe should have considered that, but I wanted to get Kabali instead of 2 just in case this does like somehow go down or whatever, but it's probably not the right move.
Skill dive active, I guess.
For 10,
That's...
I do resist.
Guess well, Kabalion then, I guess.
Yeah, it is do not apply weakness and resistance for benched Pokemon, so... Alright, we will draw. I mean, if I get rid of the Crobat, it means you can't, like, AZ it or something, so... Yeah, just Slash Blast, knock out the Crobat, I suppose. Yeah, do keep in mind you are blocking your own zero retreat here, so...
I'm
Yeah.
scared.
Yep. To be fair, I
can't
don't...
find my Holuches.
I don't think there was a single thing you could have done here anyway. You would have, you wouldn't have even been able to like do enough with Holucha, to be honest. You would have needed a basic. No, I mean, if I bounced the thing, because I had Skyfield in hand, it's like you would have needed basic energy only at that point as well, and even then, it's like free-shotting. So yeah, even when it comes to that, it's like I don't think there was anything you'd have done with that.
I think there's 4 of them in there, and I couldn't find any of them.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. I definitely had issues with that game 1 as well, with other stuff, right? Because I didn't find any of the Klinks until like it was obviously too late, and yeah, I just didn't find anything game 1, to be honest. So yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, I mean, not much to really say. I guess
2 turns of Holuch and a Bat Ping in order to take out one of them.
Yeah, just as a minimum for it. Yeah, I don't know what else to really think with it. It's like we haven't really seen much of the Klinklang at all, especially not since the rotation killed the other one. Because like we had when Gear Grind 1 was in format, like this is all the way back in Plasma Freeze and stuff. That was reasonable, we could go for it then, but we haven't seen any of it until, like, right now, since then. But it has technically been around. I don't think it's really seen much play until, like, US Nats or anything. I certainly don't remember seeing any lists and stuff for it before that tournament, so it's interesting in that sense. The deck is pretty clunky, but Skyfield at the very least does like help a fair bit with that, because normally you'd think, oh, you know, you've got like 7 basics that are trying to evolve and stuff in here, that's going to be way too much to go in with, right? But, you know, when you've got the bench space to fit Bronzongs and Klinklangs, it really isn't that bad. And there are a few different attackers you can use in here, like Cobalion EX is one I've seen a little bit. I think Calvin Connor's list from Seniors in Worlds actually just went 3 Aegislash and like one Heatran, and there was something else maybe in there, but most of them only went 3 Bronzor though, and I didn't feel like that was right, so I upped that to 4, because they are frailer than one would like. You know, 50 HP is a bit of a benchmark, you did hit it yourself with the bat, so it's not the greatest that way. And yeah, it's about it, I guess. I put an extra repeat ball in because the fact that you've got so many of the same Pokemon in here just feels right. You know, to play, I'd play more of it if I could fit it in, sort of thing, because it's like, you get your Bronzors with it early. If you've had one Shaman Ping, you can get the second one with it. Same with stuff like the Aegislash as well. And I used it on the Bronzong in this game too, so yeah, clearly a lot of use with that. And then initially the list was on like 1 less metal, 1 more DCE, but because I put the Cobalion in and that doesn't take DCE, I decided I'd swap it a little bit just to try and have more metals in play. And of course I just, game 1, could not find any metals, right? I was having a hard time discarding them even in this game for some reason. I don't know what was up with that, but it's all good. Yeah, because I don't like the pre-release stamp. Sorry, DNA. That's why I'm not playing the other artwork here, is because if I can avoid it. Plus, this one's just fine anyway, you know. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's like you've got the energy acceleration on the Bronzong side, you've got reasonable enough disruption with the, in terms of like, can't touch me with the Aegislash, because this kind of walls a lot of decks by itself. And then if that doesn't work, Klinklang definitely will. So there are very, very few decks in like top format that actually have anything that deals with Klinklang Aegislash combo. Because Night March can't touch the Aegislash because you'll take them out before they get 2 energy on the right thing, and Klinklang stops almost all of the other decks because they're almost all EX focused. So
you pretty much have to be basic energy Mew with the stadium in play to do much to Aegislash and Night March.
Well, you can't play Silent Lab with Mew, right? Because it'll turn off Mew.
Dimension Valley.
Yeah. And even then, it's like, if Klinklang's in play, Mew can't touch you.
Oh yeah, I forgot. So I look at future lists again, it threw me off a bit.
Yeah. No, it's, because of Klinklang, it, like, stops almost all of the decks that aren't exactly Night March from just running train on you, and Aegislash is the thing that just, like, hard stops Night March. And Silent Lab is more detrimental for them than helpful, so there's no way they're going to be playing it. So that's
I had to pick between blocking the acceleration and Klinklang, and
yeah,
it's not easy.
When it comes to this, the one thing I didn't get to show versus you, really, because of the way the first game just didn't do anything, I would have wanted rather to focus on the Heatran than the Aegislash, to be honest, because Heatran blocked with Klinklang blocking it is like 100% counter. Like, I don't think there's anything you can possibly do against that in your deck, because Holucia doesn't hit it, and nothing else in your deck can if Klinklang is in play. So that would have been the preferred end state. Cobalion would have done the same thing, but it's yeah, that was what I would have liked to have gone for. But you know, I just like the Heatran more because it does 130, which is exactly enough to kill the bats as well. So that's just the other sort of icing on the cake part for it. But yeah. No, I was looking through, we hadn't really shown much metal stuff outside of, like, the Aggron was a thing and it was cute, but it was more, like, it wasn't really anything close to this sort of thing. We hadn't really shown anything remotely like this before, so I thought, I'm just gonna do it. I know it's maybe not the most entertaining one to play against, but it certainly ain't no, like, trainer lock or anything like that, so at least there's that going for it. And yeah, should I have been able to do it, Teammates is there because you could get like Rare Candy Klinklang with that, basically. And a lot of my stuff does kind of die early, as you were well doing yourself, you know. These are not exactly the safest of things around on the bench. But yeah, you can see what I was meaning about the Klink and the Klang, though, right? These look like ridiculously similar when you're just looking at a glance, you know?
Yeah, these are very similar artworks.
Yeah, it's like I have to actually like tooltip over it to make sure which one it is before I say, yeah, I've not got a basic in my opener or whatever, you know? Because it's just the same thing. It's annoying. Ah. Yeah, that was pretty much the main, like, one of the main bits I was looking at, though. Just thinking,
Just run the 40 HP Klink.
yeah, what could possibly go wrong with that, huh? Alright, so I suppose I should probably shift over if I'm playing then, or if you got someone else you want to do, Si?
I don't have another deck, this is it.
Right, fair enough then. Let's do that. And then drag this one over.
Okay.
Let's see how this ends up going. What would you like?
Heads.
I should probably go first. Yeah, probably a good idea for me to do so here. This hand looks kind of garbage, actually. Yeah, it really doesn't look that impressive, but whatever. Alright. Good luck, sir. Ah, okay.
Oh.
We will draw.
Oh, well, this is interesting.
Red card.
Ah.
Don't get too excited. I don't think I've got a lot else after this right now. I do have Silent Lab, so I am going to put that down as well. And we will just attach to the active, I guess, and that's going to do it for now. Go ahead.
Rainer's Mail.
Mm-hmm.
Going up.
Mm-hmm.
Now play it.
Yeah, it's one of those situations of like 14 supporters. I think it might be one less than that by this point, but it's like 14 supporters or something, and you know,
Yeah.
what can you do? It's all good. We'll get there.
Donphan letter.
Okay.
Whatever these two. Yeah, it beats me.
Sure. Discard that.
Yeah,
dingus, come on.
I know, I think.
Blatant cheating here. Jesus.
Bouncy down. Attach to it. This big guy is low, so I'll put the band on it now. And pass it there.
Okay. We will draw. You would think that would help, but no. We have lesser ourselves, so let's see how bad this is. What would the next one would have just been the energy anyway, so that's pretty funny. I was just thinking if the next one was a supporter, so help me God, would have been very amusing, but obviously not the case. Oh, that explains a lot. Okay. How did we get here?
Yeah! First thing I noticed when I moused over your prizes.
How did we get to that point? What the hell? Okay.
My condolences?
We'll see, we'll see. So I get that 2. We'll go attach. Honestly, it looks weird, but I think I'm gonna put the sub down so I can pay retreat, go there, and then I'm gonna Primal Groudon to end the turn.
Okay.
It's weird, but it kind of makes some sense because it's like at least I get the energy discarded. It's like this is a you know, like potential thing of like, do I have teammates in hand? Maybe that's the other bit. You know, it's like there's a few things this could potentially help out with. So.
Second coroner.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, you know I have an energy in hand anyway, so it's like, worst case scenario, next turn I'm shadow powering and getting that attach anyway, you know? So... this just stops you from damaging the Lando too early. Yep.
Okay. Thank you down. Put an energy on it. Robo sub down.
Yep.
Free retreat. Take out the city Robo sub.
Yep.
My own city Robo sub.
Alright. Wobbuffet down, I might as well put the energy in, and we will shout for not actually KOing the sub anyway, so no teammates for you. And we'll get the energy on the Primal Groudon.
Thanks, game. Thanks. When you top your third coroner, when you...
Yeah, I can't imagine what that feels like.
Donphan Robo sub.
Mm-hmm.
There, that down there. Shuffles. This guard, go in, put 60 on it.
Yep.
I don't think you've got any damage mods. No, I don't think.
Well, okay. I guess I'll bench the Groudon, and like 6 turns later I get Juniper, so alright. We're in there. Ooh, okay. That makes things interesting at least. Energy on the Groudon. Escape rope. Yeah, seems good. Hard Charm on the Groudon, and that will end the turn. Go ahead. Do note, I know it's not going to matter here, but do note just for the fun of it that Wobbuffet is getting turned off by Silent Lab right now, so that's kind of amusing.
Oh no, my abilities are
Your abilities are allowed. Yeah, your abilities are allowed. Oh wait.
I can not play my Shaman now.
Yeah, you.
Yes, Seeker Coroner.
Yep, the old Coroner loop. This is what fighting decks can get stuck in sometimes, because obviously Coroner is such a good thing, but like sometimes you have to just go like Coroner, get VS Seeker plus your Mon, because you've not drawn another supporter. So yeah, it's a feels bad sort of moment when that happens.
Like there's an escape route, but it's a painful one with this weird hand. So it's kinda...
Yeah, it probably involves computer search, I'd imagine.
Yeah, see how this game's going, I think he's gonna have to do it.
Yeah, understandable.
Bench a Holucha, bench another Robo Sub. Do the 40 goes.
Yeah, it is, because you put the other one in, isn't it? So
yeah, it was a mid-count play, so...
Yeah, because I mean, I guess the one tell is that I didn't pay retreat on this before the rope, because if I had Mega Turbo I would have been able to blow you up. So that would have been the one tell, I suppose. But, yeah, spoilers, I actually do have Mega Turbo in this list, so... Okay. We will draw. Oh, Lysander up the Muscle Banded Donphan here. Floatstone, Energy, swap out, and we will slam with the Gaia Volcano for 200.
Now you see when I draw that.
Well, now you can use Shaman, so... Isn't that nice?
Yes, Seeker Coroner! My deck has a funny move.
Feels bad.
Isn't the worst feels bad man possible, but it's a feels weird man at the very least. I should get that out.
I mean, right now it's, I don't know what you're doing against this, so I'm eager to find out.
This. Do retreat, do
50, right?
50.
Yep.
Yeah, 50.
Certainly does feel bad. Alright. You ready for it to feel even worse? Santa Lady. We're going to attach to the bench Groudon, and we're just going to take the sub out with Gaia Volcano.
Yep.
I've got to get through them anyway, so...
Game. Pump search, discard Ultra Ball, plus
yeah.
Lightning Energy. Yeah, deal discard there, but well. Colress for 7.
Seems good. Colress and not Juniper?
In case I had my last VS Seeker, pretty much.
I guess, that's fair.
Like, if it was like Colress for 6, I would have gotten the...
Oh, for sure. No, I was just looking at it going... I would have thought Chorus would have been better later on, but no, I get it. You've only played 2 VS Seeker, so...
Oh. This always happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. You're on the wrong side. It's upside down, good sir. Yep, no VS Seekers played so far. I've not drawn a supporter for the first 200 turns of this game, so... you know. And it probably, the saddest part about it, looking at the way this is going, it probably didn't even matter that I didn't draw a supporter until like turn 7 or 8.
Terrible matchup in general.
I was wondering how this would go when they saw it this way, but yeah, I think it is fairly bad. Yep.
Retreat in, do the spinning turn.
Yeah, which is now 70, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because 40, 70, 90, yep, makes sense. We will draw... VS Seeker Center Lady, right? Not much, not gonna get much better than that, so... We'll take it down to 10. I think I will bench, and then since you played Chorus, I will bench and discard the Robo sub here, and yeah, we'll just take out the sub. Like, it's kind of annoying, but it's like not like you're killing me immediately, you know. You could, I guess, if you've got DCE. Rec is starting to get relatively high numbers, but you've got to have your own stadium, I guess, for that. But that's not unheard of in this sort of deck. So
For Rec from here, it's...
Yeah, I don't think it's quite timed yet, but it's...
Yeah, it's 70, so...
Yeah, honestly, I don't know exactly who this is supposed to be a bad matchup for, looking at it, because it's like, yeah, you don't kill me very quickly, but so far, you know. Yep. I mean, oh no, my Landorus EX tech that doesn't exist. How could you have known? I guess I do have Silent Labs, so I probably would just turn it off if it was actually a problem.
Fighting on the Donphan.
Yep. Swag is... yeah.
You get the Colrus.
I was right to just discard it then. Yep.
Halucha.
Okay. Well, that's good for me at least. Yeah, because you've got to play that for it. Yeah.
Yep, retreat out. Do a bonk.
Yep, which is another 70, right?
Yeah, because I'm on 90 base.
So yeah, just making sure that I'm not like missing the numbers for it here. Yeah, I don't want to play that N. Okay. Strong energy down on the benched Groudon. And I guess if you have it, you have it, which is the thing. But that is 3 BS Seeker down now, right? Because you've had to loot quite a bit. So, unless you've just got another hard draw on Chorus, I'm probably fine. And even then, I don't know. Well, we'll bench the sub. I guess I might need to swap into it at some point. And yeah, we'll just Gaia Volcano for not a KO, but it does put you to 10 left, so that might be relevant later. Does kind of sort of stop you from just going straight back in with that one at this point.
Okay, so it's on 160 remaining.
Yeah, so it's like I could potentially go in with something else and get the kill off it, so... Yeah, so this is where the problem turn comes in, because yeah, if you've got that and... Yeah, and exactly, the Finding Stadium. Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, we'll just go in and hit the wreck button.
Yep. Yeah, that's really irritating. Okay. We will draw. Teammates. Yeah, you can probably see the way it's going to go with it. The other thing is strong energy, so we'll do that and then we'll revert, and that's going to end the turn.
Okay. Strong energy on the Donphan. And we'll just spinning turn away, D.
Sure. It's got 0 retreat, so we should bring that in first. See what we can do. Sadly not quite. Okay. Sure, I guess it doesn't matter too much though. Yeah, energy is slightly short. That's unfortunate. Do we do anything else then? No, probably not. I don't do damage with it because you resist fighting, but I will just Shadow Power here. Because I get the energy on eventually when the button doesn't stop it.
Lag.
Yep. Freaking seagulls.
Yeah, we're just gonna. Yeah, we have 6 damage on board, so we're just gonna go in, hit spinning turn KO.
Yep.
You're not threatening low damage.
Sure. I mean, I guess again, 0 retreat, so we should do that first. I don't think that's gonna matter too much. I would say finally on that, but that's far too late. Lysander up, the one that's got all the stuff on it. Yeah, this guy. We will go out. I'm just thinking if I want to actually play that first before I finish up here. The answer is probably yes. We will Ultra Ball. Yeah, let's discard Karina Fighting Stadium. I do 140 now. I don't need to. I don't need a mod to kill your dudes. So we will get Landorus 2. Which I will bench down, because I think that's still fine. And yeah, we will Gaia Volcano for 140, take the knockout here.
Lucha.
And this one is completely fresh, so there is absolutely zero hope of getting the right KO here. So even without the without a hard charm on it, this rack at the moment is doing well. Even with a bangle, that would with Fighting Stadium bangle, that is going to do 210. So
Rainer's mail.
Yep. And that is assuming you... I mean, you've got a large hand, but that is assuming you even have it all. The Donphan decks don't tend to play more than 1, maybe absolute most 2 DC at this for the thing here, because Wreck is not the idea.
Yeah, like, it's mostly for this kind of matchup, pretty much.
But yeah, it's not even enough here, so... I think we have this one locked up. But we'll see. Pelipper could be pretty interesting in this match. It wouldn't be good though, would it? Because Pelipper would be good against the Donphan, but it would be good against the Groudon because Groudon nullifies the rain. Can't have rain going against Primordial Sun after all, or whatever the ability's called. He's just got you grounded.
I mean, he is playing Groudon.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Lysander. Can't be down. Sash on the Donphan.
Yeah, smart enough.
Yeah, because when losing it's probably to Lysander. Yeah, Seeker stuff. Go in. Do a spinning turn for
60.
Yeah.
Whatever you bring in is dying, so...
Yeah, I'm just thinking if it's worth playing around potentially that hard switch into Landorus, but...
Alright, we will draw. Oh, well, I mean, I was going to, like, search for that, but I mean, if we're going to get the hard charm, we'll just do it. Because that means I can VS Seeker Center Lady. I was going to do the Lysander, you were completely right to search the Donphan, but since I'm in that sort of position anyway, I think we're fine. Take the KO with Gaia Volcano? And I think that should probably do it. We'll see, because again, but like, I think that's a pretty overwhelming hit to take here.
Ball to Donphan. Repeat ball.
Yep. Something you have in play.
Yeah, just make sure they have to declare first or anything daft like that.
No. Although, I mean, I could have seen it being like a Xerneas thing, where it's like, select one of your Pokemon in play, search your deck for something that matches it. So, I understand why you would say that. Because, yeah, Xerneas, of course, as we said before, has to say what it is first. 10 cards left in deck, huh? I mean, I'm at 19, so I guess I'm not that sort of far back. Okay, 3 of those gone through.
Fail search.
Okay.
Lysander in the Landorus?
Yeah, I was thinking you might end up doing that at some point.
Bench a Hawlucha.
Yep.
Go in, put 60 on it.
And switch to that one. Okay, we will draw. I suppose it would get it out of the deck. Oh, not that. Thank you very much. Wow, that is no wonder. I guess it was like I was holding over the bit with it there. I have Corina, so which I guess might as well grab them on. So it's just here, and the real card, of course, is the switch.
Have it.
To be fair, it stopped me getting VS Seeker or something, which would have been more dangerous for you. So, yeah, so we'll play the switch, and in case of N, I suppose I will actually burn the Silent Lab here for the attack, because I do not need to care about stadium damage against this deck, so I am pretty much set with that, so... At least I haven't, like, Xerosicked anything away or whatnot yet, though. That's the sort of thing that would really put this beyond, right? Yep. Ross Coffin didn't actually play Xerosick, though, so I guess it's not unreasonable to think it's just not even here.
Shenanigans at this point. DC on.
Yep.
But it's just going to be another spinning turn for now.
Sure, which is 40, because we counterbalance each other that way.
I don't think I can win this from here, but...
So, okay, the fact if you've still got the sash on there means you can't silver bangle, so your rec is capping out at currently 160. Right, because the stadium, I'm assuming it's just Fighting Stadium is the only one that gets played, so it's like it's capping out at 160 right now. Technically strong energy plus, like, I don't even fucking know at this point, like a self-zero. It would be a massive combo in a 4-card hand anyway. I think it'd have to be exactly Stadium, strong energy, self-Xerosick, and Bangle in hand in order to actually get the KO from here, so you know, pretty sure that's not happening, but we'll see. That's funny, but I don't think I even need that at this point. Yeah, I don't think we do. So the only thing is, do I actually bench anything else considering the potential liability? But, I mean, you're not even winning when you KO this is the other thing, right? You've still got another prize to take, so there is that too. 1 Lysander down, but 3 VS Seeker, so probably 2 hits on that sort of thing left, I guess, to worry about. I'm just trying to work out, it's like, do I actually need to put anything else down? Because it's like, am I realistically dying? I don't think I am, so I think I will just discard everything with it here. We'll use Juniper. The Bunnelby, don't think I'm going to be using Bunnelby in this game, so, yeah. I don't even think there's anything left that I would want to get with that. I will put a Fighting Energy down on the Landorus, just in case that goes for like a Lysander cheese or something here. Yeah, and I'll burn another Silent Lab with the Gaia Volcano, so we will take the massive overkill shot here. Oh, of course, thanks, that's exactly what I needed right there. My prices were the fucking worst in this game, good lord.
Yep. Stadium.
Yes, they were. Can confirm.
Hands up. N to 1.
Yep, That is why I burned the stadium. Because I was like, if there's like, very minor somehow there's, like, a chance of it, it's gonna be because of that sort of shenanigan.
Strong energy.
Mm-hmm.
Go in. Ret.
Yeah, so it's 80 plus 40 plus yeah, so it's 140 plus the 40 plus the 20 from that minus the 20 from here. So yeah, it's up at 180, which yeah, I just lived that. And I mean, it's technically not still over, but it is when I top deck VS Seeker, because VS Seeker Lysander gets it. Yeah.
I played to my out there.
Yeah, you did. Understandable. So...
and that off the top just completely annoyed me a bit.
So, I Sai will have to confirm the sick
Karina.
one. Free Karina, Juniper, my Mega Turbo, and I think it was an Energy was the other one that I priced?
Yes.
Yeah, I priced Free Karina and a Juniper in this game. That was why I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to do anything with this? Right? That's why it took me like 6 turns before I got a single like supporter going.
Yeah.
The
This is
other
a really rough matchup because this deck's playing the Pokemon Center lady and it just can't output.
Yeah, I did have 2 of them in initially. I did take 1 of them out because I was sort of foreshadowing a bit there. I actually do have Xerosic in this list, and I did pull it before you end me to 1. So if you know, like the other thing, if you didn't end me that turn, I was going to Xerosic your Focus Sash and then just kill you that way, right? So, you know, I did actually play it in the deck as well. So Ross did have another.
Yeah, it didn't. It never ended up coming up in the end, but I was trying to test the one-off Guess This tech, 'cause I think it might be okay right now.
Yeah, Guess This is probably fine if you're playing Compressor. I don't think it's good if you're not really playing Compressor, and you could see why here, because you just don't find it. That's the real thing. It's like if you're playing the Compressor...
I saw it off the trainer's mail, but it was at the wrong time. So I wanted to hide the tech.
Yeah.
So technically, about it isn't terrible, because part of the reason it's good, I think, is that it makes people play their VS Seeker for the Xanders early to avoid getting it guest dissed.
Yeah.
Which obviously tells me, okay, end them.
Yes, end instead for it, yeah. No, the thing that I did instead was I played red card, because you can Karina for red card. So I thought I'll disrupt that way instead and be a little bit better there. Yeah, I didn't play quite as many Robo Sub because I ended up playing a couple of little tech things like that. It's like the red card and the Mega Turbo were techs I put in instead. I did have 2 Escape Rope at some point in here, but that was an earlier build. It was just not like the main thing for it. Again, 4 Wobbuffet was the other thing, but when I moved up, I swapped the Fighting Stadium, like, Silent Lab stuff a bit more, so I ended up playing the full 4 Lab, and because I was just like, nah, this deck is supposed to stop you from actually, like, getting your initial bit going. If you do not have that Stadium bounce alongside your Shamans, you are screwed. So, like, I wanted to have more ways of that, and I didn't think Wobbuffet was it's obviously really good, and it's what you would ideally start with, unless Landorus is your ideal starter, and at that point, you know, I think Lando's actually perfectly fine here too, because certainly does a good job. And yeah.
Well, I was looking at upgrading the Groudon list to include Mega Turbos. Trying to fit both of these in was the pain point. Like, it became a space issue.
Understandable. And then yeah, I think the other one, there were like 2 Center Ladies, but I took 1 out to put Xerosic in instead because
I agree with that.
I thought
I think it is niche enough.
Yeah.
It is only used for these low damage matches.
Sure, but I mean, it's obviously really good at blanking sides for Toad hits and stuff as well. But yeah, it's
a low damage matchup, yeah.
And that's where you can't play VS Seeker as reliably. But even then, it's fine, I think. And I thought Xerosic would be a bit more disruptive against a lot of the bits here. And again, it could have been, because Xerosic discarding your Focus Sash there would have been the end of the game. So yeah, I think it would have been fine. That was just another out that I could have had and Center Lady would not have done the trick there, because I think even without, based on how much damage you had there, I think Center Lady with only 20 HP left, I still would have died. So you had 2 strong energy. I'm pretty sure that kills from there. So yeah, I was like, I wanted an extra out. But yeah, I literally prized 3 Coroner, the Juniper, and the 1 Mega Turbo, and 1 of my energy as well. I was like, this is the worst possible thing where I could have. It's like, what the hell am I even doing here? So if I didn't top deck the Juniper, I might have just scooped and said, okay, let's play a game 2 because these prizes are unplayable, sort of thing. But yeah, like eventually top decking the Juniper, it's like once I got into the game, it was alright. I don't think it was quite as one-sided a matchup as you would claim it would be, mostly because it's like, it's not even that I take too long to get going, it's just because I can't hit this thing very quickly, right? I know you do have to put up quite a few prizes and stuff, but you stole 2 entire turns off of the bit with it with these just by itself there. There was another one still potentially there for it. I don't think it's as bad a matchup as you would think. And like even then, my first Groudon did not have the capability of just blitzing Donphan without me putting the stadium down. So, because I only had basic energy on the first one. So, like, that's also another potential bit. It's like, I don't think this matchup is quite as unplayable as you would think. But then, this was an extreme example here as well, I suppose, because I did price so horribly.
Like, on my list, the original list had a lot more support. It was running full 4N and Sycamore, which I thought was just overkill for this format. Like, 15 supporters for VSC, that felt very overkill.
And now you can sort of see the problem with it, though, is because you end up just getting locked into playing this the whole time, and that's not bad, but if you can't find another supporter, then you're basically in the same situation I was in. It's like, I'm not drawing anything from here, you know?
I was playing mid-game, it felt like it wasn't that bad because what the deck was planning to do anyway, but it was weird for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I traded for 2 Trainers Mail and a couple more things for the Coroner Toolbox. Best idea ever. Put
Yes.
letter in this list.
I don't remember if I actually had to include this or if I think Ross must have played one of these anyway. But it's in for the Coroner deck. It is just the best idea having one of the
I don't know why it wasn't there in the first place. I had to assume space, but at the same time, 15 supporters for VS Seeker. I think flex slot there that could have been a letter.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, what a weird matchup in the end of that. Probably for the best that I didn't bring Raichu Bats into anything today because, oops, suddenly everybody's playing fighting.
I do have a second deck actually, which would have been a...
It's fine, it's fine. The only other thing I was looking at...
I actually edited Night March as well a bit, in case I needed to bring a third deck in.
Sure. The only other things I was looking at were the, like I did build that Yveltal thing, but I don't think it's got enough raw damage output, but it could have been okay here, I suppose. The only other one...
Yveltal is kind of trying to beat the item lock decks, trying to beat the turbo decks. But maybe that's just me thinking about it wrong, like trying to be the mid-range, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, maybe.
It isn't shut down like turbo is, but can still go over the lock stuff.
Yeah, and then the other thing, which would have been very funny today, to be honest, the only other 2 I would have looked at were the water stuff, because we'd never actually played this Archie's Toys as a thing, right? Because we didn't play it on the Wednesday, and we haven't played it today, so I was considering, because it is the World's List, that was one thing I was looking at, but I wanted to play the Groudon more, because
this is just forced in because I was testing it in the format. It really should be a colorless, I think, but I wanted to test, just see how it played in the format.
Yeah,
lost it forever.
I could see that. Yeah, because I don't think we ever actually played it in any of the decks in the end.
I think I checked it once a while back, but it just never got played.
Yeah, you never saw it, I know that much, so...
Yeah,
if I was to build Night March, I mean, I mentioned it in the chat as well, if I was to build Night March, this is the way that I would have looked at it, is playing it somewhat like the Gallade one does later on, because I thought that was kind of cool, actually, and, you know, it does give you a slightly more durable attacker, even if it's not, you know, the same DCE attacking thing. It is a bit more durable, and it can do pretty good into the snipey stuff, so, you know.
Or Skyfield.
Yep. Skyfield is the perfect sort of thing to go, haha, you know. And also, if you draw a Lampent or something, you can dive and draw it, you know, draw it off the 5 that you get from Archie, and it's like, I can dive and draw this away now.
Late game ends easier as well. It gives you end resistance.
Yes. So, That was the sort of thought I would have had as well. But yeah, really it would have just been playing Jacob's World's Winning List was the other thing I would have looked at, and yeah, Toadbats was the thing, but I thought Toadbats would have been very, you know, not great considering Sai said he was going to play Landibats, so I was like, that's just being mean, so no. Even though I really wanted to do something with that because I have not done the disruption stuff with it here, and it was just like, yeah, not even a how's it feel sort of vindictive thing because that's not really what I'm like with it here, but I really wanted to sort of go in a bit more with like the ending disruption sort of stuff here, going,
You hit me with Gothitelle, so...
Exactly, I did. Not that I wanted to, but I did. So
I also kind of looked at something which at least played with the disruption, like both plays with and against it.
yeah, the
Couple of changes here too. I started trying to squeeze into water energy in a letter. Try to play. So at least so that main can at least theoretically do charge grenade hammer if it comes up.
maybe wishful thinking, but yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, I can understand you think. I can understand it being wishful, but
Yeah. See the other.
It's not huge here, so I thought it was a thing a risk I could take.
Yeah. I think. So I will at least showcase what I was considering with the Veltal thing, because I haven't actually shown the list on the thing with it here. Like saying the damage output I don't think is quite there, because the original sort of list of this was playing Laserbank, but I really wanted to do Silent Lab as the thing, because I thought Silent Lab...
That's the other thing guess this could be good for. If you're playing a big Silent Lab deck, you can shut off Shaman, take away their items as well.
Yeah.
Rather than just naturally have a supporter, you've made them very, very sad.
Yeah. But I really, I really wanted to sort of lean more into the disruptive bit. It was like Silent Lab is obviously there. 06 only a one-of in this list because I couldn't fit the second one in with having AZ and everything. But I really wanted to go with the Headringer stuff as well. I figured, like, this would normally be, I guess, like more of a Manectric sort of thing. Rather than what you've got with it here with the Yarmega and stuff, it would just be like Toad and just regular Manectric.
Yeah, I thought
is
that
the main thing, yeah.
I wanted to be more interesting in that, so I brought the Mega build.
Yeah.
Really get something different to show off, other than just throwing the two older cards together.
Sure.
And showing off Rough Seas and shit.
Yeah, but it's like we have shown how good the Headringer and stuff truly is off of that, and if you are disrupting ability stuff off of Shaman, if you can stop them from Sky Returning with the Shaman as well, you're in a really good spot with stuff
Headringer
here, right?
and Shaman is very sad as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It's like if you can stop them from Sky Returning by making them pay free energy for it, that is really, really strong. So,
right, it's possible this list could just go down to 2/2 Yammer and put in a couple of Headringers.
I think you really should have Headringer anytime you're playing Manectric, because it is just, you just guarantee they're going to have a tool on them at that point, because, yeah, you're not always going to get to the Mega and stuff that way. But that's just my personal thing
might
on
be
it.
excessive, at least for the meta we're going into.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, that's mostly it. I do have some decent damage output in here, right? Like, I know I don't have DCE, but Yveltal EX can still hit some decent numbers, and because of Skyfield, Absol ends up getting kind of insane. You know, Mind Jack is pretty strong after all, and if they actually do have to play into it a bit, then, you know, good luck for them.
The anti-Raichu tech is that it's overkill.
Yeah, but, I mean, you can Silent Lab to get rid of their Skyfield, they go down to 5 on the bench and you still kill them with Mind Jack, so it's still not unreasonable. Like, you do a lot more disruption on it that way, so... Yeah, my biggest issue with this, other than the potential low damage output, because I'm not playing Laser, is the fact of it is all like Lightning Weak. But then I looked at it going, Night March doesn't want to play this, because you kill Joltik anyway, so it's a one-prize trade-a-thon, and you win that because they have to play DCE.
Maybe you should get some at least one Bangle in here to help with that.
I did consider that, but I thought the damage against I thought the damage against one prizes was more important than the damage against the two prizes stuff here. Like, maybe I'm not thinking of it right, but I thought the numbers would be like into Crobat. I think you need the muscle band a lot more for stuff like Absol here. So, you know. Maybe not, but it's just like you can't always rely on having like 50 damage back paints and stuff, you know?
By default, if they've got a full bench.
Yeah, so I figured it was more important to do it that way, but again, I might just be wrong on that.
Yeah,
but
it might also be 2-1 split. 2-1 split might be correct.
I think that's what they originally did, and then I changed it to the third muscle band because I thought, no, my biggest issue is going to be against non-EXs.
So I can see it if it's the generally better card.
Yeah.
Yeah, apart from Comp Search, it barely counts.
Yeah, it really doesn't, because Comp Search usually gets Juniper or something anyway, let's be real. But no, I think like it's got a lot of stability against a lot of the top stuff for it, right? Because against Toad stuff, you do tend to not care as much about their Quaking Punches in the sense that you only give up one prize and they've still got to hit you like 3 or 4 times for that. Against the Night March stuff, they really don't want to play against you much because they have to play their DCEs and you just kill them with 1, right? Their Pumpkaboo is weak, the Joltik dies in 1 hit, Mew is a 2-prizer that you can build up to, so it's like not even that good for them, and you can kind of just head rigger the Mew anyway and make them very sad.
You also hit Trev for weakness, so that's a good matchup for you, Gengar Trev.
Yep, Gengar Trev gets hit for weakness, so that's, yeah, that's kind of not free but good as is, and yeah, that's the main stuff that actually topped, right? I mean, Archie Toys is probably the worst matchup for you.
Yeah, it's like stuff like Archie Toys, Waylord Stall, that's the kind of thing. The big boy, the big.
Yeah.
This wants Speed on Disruption and Night March. This wants to.
Yeah, because like Headringer doesn't do anything against Archie Toys because they play the Keldeo. Oh no, I have to put 4 energy on the Keldeo anyway. I have to put 4 because I'm KOing you with that number. So, you know, they want to put 4 on. So
Headringer the Wailord.
You could, yeah, that would be the Headringer, the Wailord, or the Shaman or something would be the only sort of bit. Or Jirachi, I guess, but you're probably just Oblivion Wing the Jirachi anyway. And yeah, the one thing is, like, if you go first and you can Silent Lab that deck, then you have a very strong chance of winning that matchup, I think. Is the only counterpoint, is that if you stick Silent Lab, because they only play 2 Rough Seas, so if they're unable to Shaman and they're unable to Jirachi, they are probably not getting a turn 1 on that most games. So that's the one thing you can try and do against it, I think.
Just thinking, if you get a 1/1 Garb, it might help there, but
yeah, but then Garb turns off my bats, and that's like the whole main point.
It's kind of iffy. It's kind of.
Trust me, I thought about it. Yveltal Garb was the other sort of listing for it, but I didn't want to play that. I would have wanted to try this sort of thing, because I wanted to go 1 prize if I'm going that route. Yeah. But Dark is going to get a lot better in a couple of sets anyway. I know we lose Darkrai, but we do gain Zoroark in 2 sets from now, and Zoroark is Keldeo on stage 1.
There's a Darkrai at some point too, isn't there?
There is, which does the normal, the quote-unquote normal Darkrai thing for a lot of them from here on out, and that is the more Darks you have in play, the better it gets.
Dark Pulse.
Yeah, so that's what the current Darkrai V does as well, so it's the thing for it, right? That's one of the main sort of gimmicks they do now. But yeah, I mean, by the time we get that Zoroark, we also get Flowstone back, I think, in that set, so that Zoroark is really interesting, but we'll talk about that later on. You know, it's not going to be relevant for a little bit here. What is relevant is the massacre of a ban list that we're about to bring in here, right? Because XY on. So I mentioned this in the Discord, but I'll say it here as well. I literally had to cut 111 cards out of my interest pool between trainers and Pokemon, because that's how many of them were in Gen 5 that's rotating out here. It is absolutely insane how many cards I had to get rid of here. And funnily enough, I still have well over 100 trainer supporter energies, so, you know.
And all the early XY sets weren't loaded as well.
Exactly, yeah. So there you go. Yeah, this is not one of my favorite formats by a long shot. There are things that I enjoy in here, but there are many more things that I just don't within this one, and most of them unfortunately don't really go away. Some of them potentially get worse, but we'll see.
It started out good, then the shaming. and Shaman happened, basically.
I think it's a combination. Like, obviously, Shaman is a huge annoyance for that sort of bit, because Primal Clash, we were doing some pretty fun stuff within there too, but we were kind of just blatantly ignoring Night March in that set as well, I guess. I know Trump Card was a thing, but, you know, you can play around that in Night March.
That's bad. Yeah, I don't think. That might just because we just avoided it.
Yeah.
The other growing issue is the item lock stuff. That is back with a vengeance.
So
that is the other thing that would drag the format.
This is why I say it's not just Shaman, because I think Wally is a pretty good stickler for stuff that way as well. The fact that they, in their infinite wisdom, decided to print a stage 1 with item lock on a one-sided lock nonetheless, and thought that was a good idea, and then gave us, like a few sets later, gave us a card that just evolves from the deck on the first turn.
We didn't have that later on. We get Forest of Giant Plants.
Oh yeah, that's next. That's next set. Yeah.
And the Vileplume comes back. Like, it's like they've fallen into the late Gen 4 trap of having Turbo versus item lock and thinking it's okay.
And you
technically balanced.
You can see, yeah, and you can start to see once again why I was so like not keen on that sort of format as well. This is pretty much why, because I played through this, and yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff you can do within this format. I've tried my best to show a lot of it myself, but obviously we can't ignore the fact that there is a lot of disruption stuff within this format as well that does definitely hurt a lot. So it's fine. Like, I mean, I'm not completely against disruption and stuff with it that way. I'm never gonna be the one to say like it shouldn't exist, because then we get out of control stuff like Mega Ray would be untouchable, right? If there was no check of any sort to it in the format. I don't think anyone wants that as the other extreme, but the item locking is going way too far in this gen for me.
Yeah, I could probably write a 1,000-word essay on Pokemon's issue of interaction, because it's a pretty deep-rooted design issue, I think.
It's a weird one, because I don't know exactly how you would even like fix stuff like that, because I don't think just saying print trap cards would be the thing for it either, because inherently trap cards are stupid anyway.
Well, the problem is that the Pokemon does not have many good levers to use for targeted interaction, because Pokemon have to be sticky for the game to work.
Yeah, I know, but
it's why I like the Flare Tool concept, because that is a potential route for that, but it didn't really work out.
It's mostly just the effect of this one is too strong, really. Yeah. Is the
wrong
thing.
Kind of effect as well. There's no counterplay to it. Like, this should have Scrapper in format. I'm just gonna say that straight up.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird, but because this is obviously not the only card game that has issues with stuff that way, and yeah, to put it bluntly, I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh's interaction is inherently better than, you know, not thinking it here, because I mean, we saw what happens with Power Spree in this format, but even then, just like, I don't know, the fact of everything in that game is like this interaction is just to stop you from playing the game, sort of thing, right? Doesn't exactly help either. So I'm not sure where the medium would really be in that sort of sense.
Yeah,
but
with Yu-Gi-Oh, I can imagine a medium, because like trap cards have interaction in that game, and and removal is something that can actually exist without breaking things. Pokemon, it really can't. And when you can't have base targeted removal, what options do you have for actual interaction that aren't locks? That's kind of the problem I think they've been struggling with and trying to find a solution for, at least like like through Gen 4 through now, and they kind of didn't and gave up.
Maybe I think there's just a difference in principle. I think for me too is the way I see Pokemon is a lot more, I wouldn't even say it's more tactical, because I don't think that's the right way of putting it, but like a lot of the best games that we get in Pokemon are the planning sort of ones, right? Where it's just I know you can see what's coming up with it, but it's like you've got to try and go with, okay, what is the opponent capable of doing, or what can I do within my stuff to try and deal with that, and what board can I build around that. That's the kind of, like, it's not direct interaction, but that's the kind of gameplay that I think Pokemon excels at the most, especially compared to Yu-Gi-Oh, where it is literally show your hand simulator half the time.
Yeah,
And
like,
you know,
I want to say that I don't worry also about Pokemon need to be sticky to work. That's not a bad thing. That's what creates those big boards with everyone planning their routes and finding lines and that kind of. That's how the game works and is good. But it's just hard to make that, work with targeted interaction. At least with the structure the game has.
yeah, like there's no way you could incorporate something like Soul Taker in here or anything. I know that's sort of that's one obvious sort of example,
like
right?
Effect Failure is awkward.
Yeah.
You mean I can't have Solemn Judgment?
You want to try that again?
You mean I can't have Solemn Judgment?
Ah, dear. Judgment is one of the many reasons that I say that interaction in Yu-Gi-Oh is bullshit. Because it just
What, you
isn't
don't like
there.
people chanting for Solemn Judgments?
I mean, no, because then...
No, opponent uses one, you use one. Another one's used, and another response.
The way you said it, it implied that one person had 4 of them, and I was like, hold up.
It would have to be a warning at that point.
I don't think you would have the life points left to pay for warning after you've chained all your judgments, though.
I mean, it's one of those self-KOing decks you use a Master Duel to farm.
Oh, God. God, heck there as well.
Vanity's Call, that's what you end with.
Oh yeah, Vanity's Call is hilarious for that. But I know we're getting way off topic with this stuff here, but it is what it is. I think there's interesting discussions to have about how some of the stuff goes here. I mean, at least you're on about, like, I know it's not target removal per se, but you're on about like points of interaction and stuff. That's why I love the bats so much, right?
That's a way it can work.
This is the kind of thing I think not necessarily I would want to see like a dozen variants of this in the same like thing, but this is the kind of thing I would like to see more of. That
and Snipe in general is, I think, a very good form of target interaction for the game.
Yeah.
Which is why this is one of the reasons the X setup really annoys me, because it's really hard to have Snipe and Spread when the difference between a evolving basic and an attacking basic is just so big.
Yeah. The whole thing here, I think, is also an interesting discussion in this generation, at least, because yeah, you're right. In Gen 5, it was just really stupid that way. In Gen 6, I feel like there just aren't as many good standalone EXs as there were before. Like, I know Hurry Valtol obviously is one, but it's like there aren't nearly as many things like this compared to, say, Mewtwo, Darkrai, Ray, Keldeo, one after the other, right? And most of the EXs that we see here only really get good when they Mega. Manectric is the big exception, but even then...
wasn't really the right term for me to use there.
No, it's probably not, because evolving is the main like way that the EXs in this generation get good.
Yeah, it's just hard. It's just I didn't want to say one prize because like there's big basic one prize which are also double HP. The evolve pretty big evolving basic, but stuff like the Bronzors.
Yeah, well, Bronzor's way too fragile for what it should be 10
Okay, my point
like,
though. Most of the evolving one prize basics are too fragile for Snipe and Spread to exist, or you get something like Lost Ball. Modern.
Yeah.
I stabilize what it thinks of anyone trying to play a one prize evolving basic. But yeah, way off topic.
You are, and honestly, I don't even think Sableye is a good full example on the stuff that way, but we'll get into that in a sec. On the YouTube side, thank you very much for watching. Hope if you made it through the rant, as always, appreciate you. And yeah, I guess we're on the rotation at this point, so Ancient Origins being the next set here. Exply on.